Just a quick live on the difference between letting it go and letting it in. Something is happening right now. There's a massive acceleration in just the general energy, the supporting energy. And what that means is that the insights and the aha moments that are coming are being processed so much more quickly and allowing for smoother expansion. And this was actually an aha moment I had yesterday. I had a really amazing healing energy session yesterday, and this is kind of what was exposed, and it was the difference between letting it go and letting it in. Now, struggling like I am a top struggler with letting go. It's a pattern that I'm really familiar with. And this is an angle that I haven't seen yet. It just hasn't been available to me. So instead of letting go, which feels like violence to me, and it feels like it's kind of complex because I have to choose. It's like, oh, I have to make a judgment on like, that was a good bit, that was a bad bit, oh, and then I have to choose to let go. Do I let go of all of it? Do I let go of only the bits that I judge as bad? Am I right in thinking they're bad? Am I wrong? And it all kind of goes to undermining my self-trust, which is not a place that I want to hang around in at all. And I do visit there, and I hate it there. I fucking hate it there, because it's not true. It's not true. What is true is that I know how to get into alignment. I know how to get straight enough with myself to actually make space to hear and feel what is true for me. And that is my self-trust. And that is the foundation for all of the actions I take, for all of the words that I speak, for the way that I let energy come through me. Self-trust is like the riverbanks. So going back to this difference between letting go, and I'm specifically speaking about the end of a relationship here, and maybe you can relate. So letting go feels like violence because it feels like something is being lost. It feels like something is being erased, or that something is being absolutely interrogated and compartmentalized and chopped up into pieces of like valuable and not valuable, etc., which is all just painful because it's so untrue. It's the opposite of coming to that space within ourselves where we can really honor the story and really be with the experience that we've had and be curious about the drama that's unfolded. It's like it's all theatre. Even the most profound and beautiful and life-altering connections, it's all theatre to some degree. So if we have to, I'm a language nerd anyway, so letting go of something has a really different frequency to me as opposed to letting something in. If I let something all the way in, like even the pain, even the bits that feel disgusting, even all of the parts that are just almost too much to bear in the moment, if I let them all the way in, then I am giving my agreement to transmute them and to allow them to become part of who I am, to allow them their full space as part of my experience. And then in that, the transmutation can occur, and it can feel like peacefulness, and every piece gets its own place. And it's like, yeah, that bit can dissolve, yeah, that bit I can keep here, that bit I don't need, that, and it just feels like, it feels so much more gentle, so much more gentle, and so like there is less friction, there is less extreme, there is less intensity, which is also a lesson that I'm learning. Intensity isn't always a good thing. It's more, for me, it's more about being a choice. So when I can be a choice, I can choose intensity, or I can choose to be gentle. I can choose to integrate slowly, and all of those things. So that just came up for me. Like I say, it was an accelerated piece that just kind of dropped in yesterday, and then I've slept on it, and now I feel like, oh wow, this is actually a big deal. Not having to let go, but letting it all the way in the same way that you let in all the joyful parts and all of the amazing connection and the authenticity. Then can you also invite in the bits that you look at and you go, that's too painful, that's disgusting, I don't like that, I don't want it, and that you resist. And then in that resistance, what happens to them? They just get bigger and more disgusting, and like more painful, and more like more unable to integrate. And so that leads to a stuckness. There is a definite stuckness when this happens. So I wonder what would be true for you today if you were to let something that you kind of were judging as too painful, too gross, too horrible, don't want to look at it. If you were to let that all the way in, like what conditions would you need to create in order to make that okay? Like how can you make yourself right for doing that? And how can you also make it gentle and make it so loving on yourself? Make it ceremonial, make it ritualistic, make it honouring of everything that has gone before. How could you do that? Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy, and it can so quickly flip to lightness if we let it, and if we really get in tune with that embodied wisdom and we learn how to translate what it's trying to tell us, then we can transmute those energies. And it's the alchemy, it's the lead into gold, or what you see as shit into gold. Because when you say yes, when you give your full agreement, when you let it all the way in, that's what happens. Everything finds its place, because it's all medicine. It is all medicine. And some of the medicine tastes bitter as fuck. And it's like, I don't want that. But it is medicine. Can we take the medicine? Can you take the medicine? This is a deep inquiry, and I'm here for it.